Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is up 0.3% there on the S&P. Nasdaq did the same. Semiconductor made a move 1% positive. Dow flat, small caps flat. Transport down, banks down, energy is up. Biotech slightly up there, healthcare down, but pretty much flat along with the home builders and utilities. Retail down 1.3%, emerging market flat. Bitcoin down 1% there. Gold, silver miners down a little bit. Dollar up a little bit. Oil down. Treasury bond up. VIX is down today. That's with the S&P 500 ETF. Spider, 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday. And this is where this is where it opened this morning. A little bit of shenanigan there, right? Just to get some of these micro-term traders out. Make sure people who try to trace this up here with the tight stop, make sure let those people are out. People can get right back up without shenanigans, micro-term, short-term, mid-term, whatever. Without shenanigans in the market. This isn't a market. Shenanigans is given. It's part of it. It's not crazy. It is not absurd. It is what it is. Shenanigan is just part of the game. This is why you gotta understand the overall trend of things so that when there's this micro-term shenanigan that happens, you're not gonna get rattled. You're not gonna let this market bully you around. Anyway, so when the gap down actually occurred this morning, you can see right here, this is where it closed yesterday. This is where it opened. On the first hour, we closed half of that gap, half of it. And you see the problem would have been much, much worse. Or things could have been much hectic for the bulls if that gap wasn't fully filled. What happened on the second hour right here, bulls got up and filled that entirety of that gap. And that's what that upper wick represents. Once that gap got filled, it acted as an instant resistance. But once that gap was that down gap that happened this morning, when that was fully filled, it made a way for the bulls to kind of grind higher for the remainder of today. Third hour and fourth hour and fifth hour, right? And with that price action, what happened was we finally got that short to micro term higher high, right? You can see that prior resistance acting as new support. And in that process, what happened was that short-term moving average has been tamed and reclaimed by the bulls. So that short-term moving average that once acted as resistance right here. When I say short-term moving, I mean this squiggly light blue line right there is if I zoom out, you see that it acted as support. And then yesterday, first hour, it acted as pretty strong resistance here. As you can see that long upper wick. And then a little bit of a shenanigan today, right on that short-term moving average. And then what happened was on the fifth hour today's price session, you can see that lower wick. That means on that fifth hour, bears brought the price down. But when the bulls tamed that short-term moving average to support the buyers, and you can see how that short-term moving average is now acting as support. Price got back up, hence the lower wick here, and that made a way for the 6th-hour price action. We closed the day near 470 level, and this is exactly what the bulls needed to do. If we can stay above 467 and 468, bulls will find a way to make new all-time highs, probably go after 475. Again, if you're able to stay above 467, above that short-term moving average, bulls will find a way. Let's kind of zoom out here. And looking at this price action, it's very, very important that we understand that this is high, the previous high, and that's the higher high. There's their highs, higher highs. Can we all agree that this low is definitely higher than this low? Can we all agree? And, we can all accept the fact that we can potentially categorize and label this low as a higher low, right? We got the higher low there, and we got that cultivation going on with the micro term, higher highs there. And then we got these short to midterm higher highs to go along with that. So we're kind of transitioning with this kind of fluctuations. The market is going to have fluctuation any day or week, you know, any day of the week, any month of the week, any week of the month, any day of the week, any week of the month. It's going to have fluctuations. Without fluctuations, it's not a market. It's going to have its up and downs. It's crazy to think that every single correction, there's always somebody somewhere shouting out stupid things, right? That the whole world is gonna go and we're gonna end our civilizations. And people, we are like 1% correction, and our whole world is doomed, right? There are people out there like that because they don't understand these things, and then they let their own imagination to haunt them around for the rest of their lives. But anyway, we understand though, however, we're in a private term uptrend, midterm uptrend, short-term uptrend, and also today's price action, last couple of days price action, you can see that we got the cultivation of higher low after reclaiming the short-term moving average. And also, we talked extensively about this uptrend support, or not support, is the gap that wasn't filled. And we talked about how this gap don't get filled. Buyer is going to favor the buyers, and buyers going to find some confidence. And that's kind of what we saw today, despite the fact that first hour shenanigan, but we find a way to make a move, slightly grind it higher. And as long as we stay above 468, 467, it looks like buyers are going to find a way to make a move to the upside and make new all-time highs. So let's check out the oscillator and see if we can extract any more information. You can see that that's the level, that's the level, that's the level, that's the level, right? And you can see this right here. This is not a coincidence. It is not a mistake. This is not a random occurrence. The market came back down, crossed right back up, and right in that vicinity there, right? Once this gap wasn't filled, buyers find that, gather that strength again to push it back up. And this is a nice looking separation right here, right? That's a pretty nice looking separation, right? And with that kind of separation, there's a good chance that market is ready for continuation at least the next couple days or so, as long as we stay above the short-term moving average. And this time around, though, what the buyers need to do, buyers need to bring it all the way to the top of his band, flex his muscle. If you want to see some strengthened rally, some prolonged rally, right? You can see some of these, moves right here on these oscillators. It failed to bring it all the way to the top, prematurely crossed back down. And with that, you can see how these, there's some shenanigans, there's some fluctuations that happen along the way. So this is a good chance that bulls might have another chance to bring this all the way back up to the top of his band. And with that, we may see still a bit more stronger, a more prolonged rally, with the minimal correction, only if bulls can push that oscillator all the way to the top. Obviously, I'm going to come back for you guys, and we're going to continue to kind of, follow up and what this oscillator is doing on a day-to-day basis. We're going to look at this thing together. However, tonight, I do have special offer here if you've been thinking about joining the Traders Club here. So right now, just for this weekend only, the special offer will expire on Sunday evening. So about 4 days here. So this special will be only for this weekend. And also keep in mind, and I'm gonna talk about the pricing and all that, but I did just put out a special report for my members just 2 days ago. This entire year, S&P 500 has not seen a real correction, right? The biggest decline we saw this entire year, 2021, is 6% correction we saw recently in October. That was it. So a lot of people are wondering about when's gonna be that real correction. We're talking 15 to maybe even 20% correction. When are we gonna see that kind of correction happening? How is this gonna happen, right? When we do see this correction, how are we going to take advantage of it? How should we be positioned going forward to potentially face this correction? And all of that is jam-packed in this, analysis. And the analysis you're not going to find anywhere else, right? Along with my, market bubble report that I did earlier this year. This is obviously looking at things macro. secular. We're talking big picture, next 5, 10 years, right? If you understand the big picture, you're not gonna let the short-term up and down shenanigans to get to you. But anyway, so this is a regular price here, right? These are the regular quarterlies and annuals, right? There are different tiers. I'm gonna explain quickly in this presentation here real quick before I let you guys go, and so you guys can go ahead and enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend with your families and friends. So you can see the quarterly, these are quarterly prices for different tier of this membership. However, the annual prices, they're already, in this original price, they're already 20% marked down, right? Versus if you just went to quarterly. So if just by doing an annual, you're already getting 20% off. But on top of it, with this special that I'm running just for this weekend, you're gonna get it 25% off on the annual on top of what is already discounted 20% for the annual, right? And the pricings are, you know, once you click on these links here. So these numbers that you see there, they're just original price. They're not marked down. But once you click on these special offer links, you will see it inside. For the quarterly, there will be 15% off special offer inside from these pricings here on the quarterly side, right? So the biggest thing, a lot of people ask me about the difference with, you know, these daily videos that I do versus member video. You're only getting, seriously, I'm not exaggerating. You're only getting about 5% of how I see the entirety of this market. Just very small, skewed vision of what you're seeing, right? And also, you know, you get the entire, you know, all the trades that I'm doing, the position I'm currently holding, what the plans that I have going into the future, which stocks am I willing to, or what I'm planning to get into, which stocks am I closing down, what is the plan for, next year, and this entire year in 2021, I forecast that we're not going to see a real correction the entire year in S&P 500. Meaning we're not going to see anything more than 8 or 10%. This entire year is the only year in my entire trading career that I did not place a one short trade or one single hedges. This entire year. And so with that, I was able to get, pretty, really like the, career high win rate. And this is based on all the trades that are closed, not including trades that are currently open, because they're obviously you can't measure if they're not closed, right? Because if it's not closed, it's not a real loss or it's not a real win until you close it out. So, and because of that, I was able to not burn through money, right? If you know what I'm saying? If you because this is how you lose money, is that you're constantly shorting, you're constantly burning through hedges, and then in that process, what happens is you miss out opportunity to go long. So what I did this year, according to the plan that I had last year going into this year, 2021, is that I'm going to hold all of my long-term positions all the way through, but I'm not going to place a single short trade or single hedges this year. I did not do that. Not one single short trade, not one single hedges. And with that, I was able to save money, put that money back into, you know what I mean, the stocks that are they're favorable to go long and stuff like that. So, had a nice year this year. And this year, mind you, it was an easy year. Just the way market moved, it was a difficult year. It wasn't full-blown bullish year. We know that COVID stocks crashed down this year. We're talking PayPal, Peloton, T-Dog, DocuSign, Fiverr. I mean, a lot of these stocks, Zoom, that made a huge move last year, got all sorts of attention. They all crashed down 40, 50, 60%. So a lot of people caught up in that because a lot of people chase that instead of finding value. This is why I hate chasing stocks, but I love finding value. So with the membership, with all the trades that I do, obviously you get, either you're going to get an update on it, or if you're a VIP, you'll get a real-time alert. So basically right at that moment, if you get into VIP membership, right at the moment, you will receive trades real-time alerts right then, right that second I'm getting into that trade. Either I'm getting into a trade or adding into a trade or exiting. Obviously going to get all of that. And that's including all of this, right? Options trades, stock picks, leverage ETFs, commodity picks. And with the VIP, you get an extra options trade. And you also get member plus additional trades. And that's including index fund investments. And as you guys know, a lot of you guys know that I've got into a heavy size on index funds in COVID lows 2020. We're talking S&P, NASDAQ, Qs, Russell 2000, Dow, banks, and energy, and all of that. And so, I have not closed out a single share on those. And, after COVID, it was such a great opportunity. That does not mean there are other sectors still lagging. So that's why, you have to know where to go, especially this year. It was extremely difficult year this year because the market was all over the place. While the indices been going up and certain sectors see some strength this year, underneath that, a lot of stocks been tanking. So people who chased COVID stocks last year, they haven't done anything, this year. It's been really difficult. And people have been, shorting, putting hedges on or preparing for some big correction this year. Well, extremely difficult year this year. So you can see, and these are all the things that I'm currently trading, holding, and stuff like that. I got some options, I got stocks, some leverage ETFs, commodity picks, commodities, and stuff like that, index funds. And there are just different reports. And these reports, obviously, I'm going to go through all my positions and I'm going to kind of review them, see how they're doing. For VIP and Premier, you're going to get weekly report. And so on a weekly basis, I'm going to go through all of my holding positions and see how they're doing. What is my plan for coming week? What the market might be doing next week. So that's the week review. Special report obviously is a special report. Is something like this. I'll put out stuff like this when I deem it's necessary to kind of look at the overall market. When's the correction coming? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna How are we gonna position ourselves? How are we gonna manage risk for our portfolio for coming correction? And all that, in this cover in a special report. There are hours and hours and hours of information. They're still today pertinent. And all these analysis that I have in my special report, you're not gonna find it anywhere else. People paste it like, oh, you can get that somewhere else. You will not. I deliberately quarantined these analysis, knowing that market always follows the majority. Think about it. If you truly know what the market is doing, if you truly have, right? If you truly have the treasure map, you ain't telling everybody. You ain't going to the TV and tell everybody. You're not going to write a book about it, right? You're going to take small group of people and quietly go after the treasure. Because once everybody knows about the treasure map, we all going to kill each other and nobody's getting that treasure, right? So none of this analysis that I deem is super important, and that I believe that these are the kind of analysis that is going to is going to give me that, that guidance in the market. I am not going to share it publicly. I'm not going to jeopardize my operation by sharing it publicly, because knowing that market always follows the majority. And so, and obviously, if you want to learn this stuff, you really want to learn how I look at the market. There are 100 hours or 70 hours or so video lesson library I put together in the last 3 years or so. Everything I think I know, I put it in there. You can watch this, so you can learn macro trend analysis and these things that I try to do, all these reports, things like that. Understand the big picture. I give you guys an update on this, and help you look to the big picture and the long-term outlook, so that you don't get too intimate with the short term, so you don't let this market bully you around, living your life with fear and anxiety every single day. Obviously, market corrections guidance, right? And some of you, I've had a lot of emails coming from YouTube viewers and Twitter accounts, Twitter followers and stuff like that, saying, oh, every time there's a correction, I watch your video, it makes me calm. It brings me back, level-headed and just looking at things objectively, not emotionally. Well, if you thought that just following me on YouTube and on Twitter, well, for members, that it's gonna be times probably 10, where I not only I'm gonna guide you through the up and down corrections and how you should prepare for all of that, but also which level is potentially a good level to maybe accumulate. If we are suddenly facing this kind of correction, this is not a time to act emotionally, close out your positions. If you know what I'm saying, like we have to figure out because there will be fluctuations. Right, this year we didn't see a big correction, though I'm forecasting that we will see it. We have to understand, well, okay, what if there's a sudden pullback and you know what I mean? What are we gonna do? Well, that's what I mean. That will be the guidance. We're gonna hold, or we're gonna close out certain positions, or we're gonna buy more. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna buy more at this level? Are we just gonna do nothing? Or are we gonna close out some of these positions that look vulnerable? What are we going to do? And that's market corrections guidance. And these are things. And what I'm really trying to do is have my members to learn how to build portfolio, so you can build your portfolio over time. While there are short-term trades, there are also long-term trades, and there are also macro trades. So you can have that compounding, effect works for you. And then you can able to have that gains each year in and out, because there's so many people always getting into YOLO trades, gambling trades, chasing after these up and downs. And then market is up, man. Market is up quite a bit. If you just look at this, is the reason why most people cannot beat S&P 500. This is one of the main reasons why most people cannot beat S&P 500 is for that reason. It's because they're in and out, chasing after these huge gains in a short amount of time. And then S&P made, let's say, 25, 30% move, or like 60, 80, 100% move in 2-3 years. You realize after 2-3 years of trading, you got nothing to show for, right? You might have that one trade, right? That one trade, you made 300% gain, and you're boasting on social media. Look, man, it took me 2 days, bro. I just made 300, 400% gain. The real question is, what's your gain in the last 3 hours since inception? What about year to date? All right? That's the same mentality as people who always brag about that one time they went to casino and they hit this, jackpot or whatever, and they made $10,000. You ask them, what is your lifetime track record in casino? I'm sure you're losing. And that's the problem, is that they focus so much on these, these couple trades. You may have 2 trades just went up and you hit a jackpot, but then you got 9, 10, 20, 30 trades just went bust. And that's not the way to make money in this market. So this is not for somebody, you're looking for somebody to give you option trade setups every single day. So you think you can make 300 to 400% gain every single trade. It's impossible. It's like gambling, right? That's not what it is. Though I trade options, I don't get into YOLO weekly trades, short-term trades. I don't do none of those things. Even in my option trading, I do what I call position trading, meaning I'll hold things 3 to 6 months out. Sometimes I'll hold things a little longer than, longer than like half a year. Options. Buying options expiring, way out. And many times I don't always get into trades until I know that it's a good setup with a good probability of winning. This is why I'm able to maintain these kind of win rates. And mind you, this is not all options trading. I mean, that's including commodity trading, leverage ETF trading, including stocks and options. And options, that's how most people get sucked into it, because the ability to make money fast. And people usually get sucked into that is the people who actually lost a lot of money. They're already lost so much money. In an attempt to bring that back up quickly, they risk more and they dig, the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's when you gotta categorize yourself that you're gambling. You're no longer investing. you're gambling. And so, these are the things that I can have to help the solemn traders and investors, right? To build portfolio, right? And you want portfolio that can beat S&P 500 every single year, and you want to have to build your portfolio over time, because you also want to learn how to keep those gains. I don't care who's out there making 400, 500% gain. If we ever compare last 5, 6, 7 years of track record, I bet there's somebody who's trading options, his graph will look like that. And then 6 years later, really nothing to show for. You just get these bursts of move, crashes back down, bursts of move, crashes back down. That's not an uptrend, right? We want our portfolio to be in an uptrend, which means higher lows and higher highs, just like in the market. This is why when you look at the market since 2008 and where we're at today, how many times they were old? I mean, think about 2012, 2015, 2018, 2020. All these people are saying we're going to get into bear market, Great Depression, and they continue to miss out this big opportunity this market has, right? So this offer will expire. This offer will expire this Sunday, this weekend, Sunday evening, right? And what's going to happen is in December, I'm gonna have another special in December. It's gonna be called December Special, 2021 December Special. And I'm gonna run it pretty much all throughout the month of December, and then I'm probably gonna close the enrollment process again. But after this weekend, what's gonna happen is there will be no more quarterly. There will be no more quarterly. There will be no more quarterly special offer. So it will just be a regular price for quarterly. For annual, I think it's gonna go down to about 10% off annual, and that will be after this holiday weekend, right? So it'll be 10% off annual, and then original price just for the quarterly, the month of December, right? And that's probably, and after December, going to January, obviously all the there will be no there will be no special offer, but I'll keep it open for probably another month or so, and then probably end of January the enrollment process will be closed for the next time, and I don't know when that's going to happen. So I think this weekend you're going to have the biggest offer here, and keep in mind, these rates, as long as you stay as a member, obviously they're not gonna increase the rates here. So if you hit that special offer, you can you'll come here. If you don't like, for some reason, some people don't like PayPal, you can always go here and quarterly, and you can see these are marked numbers there, and you can subscribe through that. And keep in mind though, once the payment plan or payment goes through, I'm gonna have to manually create your login and guest our information, and I'm gonna send it to you as soon as possible. This is not an automatic send. So the best way is save my email address to your inbox after you sign up, and I will get to it as quickly as possible. Obviously, this is gonna be Thanksgiving weekend. I'm gonna be spending with family and stuff like that, but it'll probably be right away unless I'm like, I'm currently actually spending time with my family, but it will be right away. Unless I'm like not working out, or if I'm not taking a nap or anything like that. So keep that in mind. It's not an automatic send. After your payments go through, I'll get an alert on my phone, and then I'll prepare, and then I'll send it to you all the information you need, and we'll go from there, right? So if you've been thinking about joining Traders Club, you're welcome to do so here and take advantage of this, this special 2021 Thanksgiving special, right? That I'm gonna be running until end of this weekend, right? If not, it's totally cool. You can continue to follow me on YouTube and Twitter and StockTwits, and continue to kind of watch my analysis, follow my work through there, and that's also totally works with me. If you have any questions, you can always go my website at twotradesclub.com and click on a contact to should there be any kind of questions. But I think there will be plenty of information out there, these kind of analysis that I believe that you're going to find it very, very profound and very useful for your own analysis and for your own journey, so that you have some kind of guidance, some kind of a you know what I'm saying, like a map to guide you through, right? And I think the biggest thing that most traders and investors, they struggle is just battling with their own mind. Really, it's a psychological aspect of it, because market is just really good at pushing the right button to aggravate you, impute fear, conflict, anxiety, all of that, and a lot of times that's the biggest reasons why most people lose in the market. And then once you start losing in the market, more desperate you become, more needy you become, the more risk you're gonna take. That's when you become a gambler, right? So we have to understand, if anything in life, it takes time to grow and build, right? And that's the foundation of that, the base of that, and that's one thing that can guide you through, right? In this market. Especially this market, though this market has been up this year without a real correction on the S&P, let me tell you, it's been extremely difficult market. Only people are truly enjoying and benefiting, profiting this year are the people who actually knew what this year is going to be all about. After last year's move, most people thought that this year is going to be a difficult year. This year is going to be a tough year. A lot of people took the chips out of the market, late last year, thinking that it can't possibly go any higher. And look where the market is at. It's crazy to think that Spider is currently trading at 470. Just about a year ago, it was trading at 216. And so, and I believe, looking at things in a macro sense, there's going to be this bubble. The biggest one is on its way. And a lot of people think that we're already on top of the 1990s, like at the peak before 2000 .com crash. If anything, we're getting into it to 1990s, not the late stage of that bubble. If anything, we're getting into, and keep in mind, though there will be this huge bubble-like move, there will be corrections, man, along the way. You know how many people are gonna get faked out on every time you see sharp pullbacks? 15 market is gonna do something to scare you out, and that's what I can do to guide you through, right? And this is the most difficult endeavor that any one of you are gonna face. You can't make this stuff easier, because life isn't easy. Just like market isn't easy, life isn't easy. You can't make this stuff simple, because life isn't simple. How can you make making money, getting your financial freedom be that simple? Then everybody will do it. That's why there are people out there who will just be out there just to scratch your itching ears. Right? To make things easy, right? And if you're looking for some easy route, this membership isn't for you. This is for serious, solemn traders and investors, right? Have a long-term goal in the market, have a mindset of building portfolio, and they just need some guidance. They just need guidance. This is not somebody who's chasing after cryptos and chasing after weekly YOLO options and trading and chasing GameStop and AMC every single day. This is not for those people. This is for serious people who wants to build, portfolio so that they could achieve that financial freedom and they can learn to go through up, because there's no way. I mean, the market is going to do what it's going to do. There's no way we can actually change how this market behave. We can't. We must learn. We must become strong to learn to go through the up and downs of this market, because there's no way of avoiding these fluctuations. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I talked way more than I intended to, but you know what? Hopefully this will kind of clear things up. And if you are serious about it, I think you won't be disappointed. I truly believe that you'll find value in this membership, and there's reason why the pricings are as they are is so that I can eliminate. This is not for, I'm not gonna have bunch of people out here just doing some crazy YOLO trading. This is not for that. And there are plenty of people out there that can get into $99 a month, and somebody will offer you to give you some YOLO weekly trades, so you can go and gamble, and hopefully you can become a millionaire overnight and hit that lotto jackpot trade. And that is not what this is. And quite frankly, I would run. I would run if anybody, you know what I'm saying, is there's quite a bit of craziness going on nowadays, not understanding, and you know what, because people are gullible and people don't know what they want, and so they seek out quote unquote teachers who can make their fantasy a reality, and this is not that. Hope you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys enjoyed this Thanksgiving weekend. I'm gonna come back for you Friday, and markets all open half day, I believe. I'm gonna come back for with a quick weekly video, just kind of looking at the market overall, see how they're doing with the little bit of move that we had. Did we see a follow through on Friday? I think it's gonna be very, very grindy day on Friday. So I'm gonna come back for you on Friday, right? We'll look at the market together. We'll do the weekly video. We'll go from there, right? Enjoy your evening. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend with your family.